Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Anjali Karmakar. Welcome back to my channel Emerging Teachers. In this video, I would like to discuss about the different types of guidance. There are three different types of guidance: educational guidance, vocational guidance, and personal guidance. So today, these three topics will be discussed. Educational guidance is that process of rendering guidance to the students in proper educational development and adjustment. Educational guidance is a sort of guidance that is rendered to the student community only. It helps the students to make wise decisions about education, about selecting the right choices regarding various educational programs after matriculation, after high secondary, and after graduation. In this way, the educational guidance is needed to enable the students and the parents to impart important educational decisions. Educational guidance is not only to assist the students to make educational choices, but also it guides them to achieve maximum educational growth and development according to their own capacities and abilities. The main function of educational guidance is to help the students in their educational adjustment so that they may feel quite at home and achieve maximum educational success. There are so many different institutions nowadays, and making the right choice becomes very difficult. It may demand a particular mode of adjustment on their part. Similarly, a new entrant in a newly admitted college or school may find difficulty in adjusting himself to the methods of teaching, to taking notes, or selection of a good important book in the library. In all such situations, the students need active assistance through the guidance services that are available to them. These sources are reliable as it is given in the schools or colleges by the teachers or the counselors and the guides. The need for educational guidance. Why is it essential to impart educational guidance? There is a need to impart educational guidance to students and to parents as well, because we find that there is a huge wastage and stagnation in education. Many students fail repeatedly in education, and in the same class they remain for a number of years, as a result of which dropout occurs. In this way, wastage and stagnation occurs because the students find difficulty in learning and acquiring some knowledge and skill. It leads to wastage of humans as well as natural resources. Such wastage and stagnation can be checked through a suitable programs of educational guidance only. There is also a need for realizing the aims and objectives of education. Education, we find now, is not limited to mere imparting instruction in some subjects. The all-round progressive and harmonious development of the innate abilities and capacities of the student is only possible through a well-organized program of educational guidance. With its help, the parents and teachers can realize the maximum educational development of the students within a specific time and with limited resources. Again, there is a need of making the right educational choices. Educational guidance is necessary for making right educational choices for the students while taking admissions, and often they are confronted with a number of problems during the admissions. The wrong choice of a subject or a course may doom their future. Therefore, they should be helped by guidance personnel in making the right choices with regard to the subjects, the courses, the study materials, the learning style of speaking, the writing and reading books, and other literature for study, etc. Then there is also a need for proper educational adjustment. Adjustment to the prevailing educational environment is essential for proper educational growth and development. After admission to a new school or college, a student needs to adjust himself to the educational situations and environmental conditions within it. The student in the school or college, he has to adjust himself with the classmates, with the teachers, with the subjects, as well as participate in the different learning processes and in the co-curricular activities. And he has to derive maximum benefit from it. He has to prepare himself for the desired tests, evaluations, and assessments from time to time. In this way, the student faces so many different problems with regard to his educational adjustment, and therefore proper educational guidance is necessary. How to impart educational guidance to the students? The process of imparting educational guidance is that there are mainly three important phases. In the first phase, collect the information or the data of the student. Secondly, render guidance on the basis of the educational program or the information that he wants. Thirdly, we have to follow up the program, otherwise, the guidance provided may not be beneficial to the students. So, these are the three important steps in providing educational guidance to the students. Vocational guidance is a process of helping the student to get adequate information regarding the world of work around him, to make a proper choice for his future vocation, to get adequate training or preparation for it, and to get entry into it, and to achieve maximum success and satisfaction in it. Vocational guidance is needed to help students to deal effectively, to face life situations boldly, as they undergo a great deal of turmoil and confusion while searching to give meaning to their lives. They have conflicts, they have anxieties, they feel disillusioned, they feel lost and bewildered when they do not get immediate solution to their problems. They have problems about their parents and family and in the ethical ideas and goals of the society, and for this vocational guidance is necessary. In this way, we see that the task of rendering vocational guidance to the students is quite extensive and laborious. It cannot be left only in the hands of the career masters, the school guidance counselors, or the guidance workers. The parents, the teachers, the school authorities, and the government together must lend their helping hand in helping out the students for providing them vocational guidance. Vocation guidance to the students should be properly established in the schools, and the cooperation of all the stakeholders is a must. There is a need for vocational guidance. Vocational guidance is not enough to make us think about the vocational success of our youngsters. Vocational guidance is needed to develop in the students the ability to cope with their new problems and concerns. We are now living in a changing world. The young students in the colleges and universities need to be informed about the various jobs and the openings available to them and the requirements, responsibilities, and the nature of work involved in them so that they can develop and crystallize their goals. They need to be helped in making meaningful occupational selections and preparations for entry into a fulfilling and rewarding career. Besides, there is a need for helping the students in proper choice of a career, which is further enhanced due to the fact that majority of our students in colleges and universities are first generation learners with a right to the best education available and a wide range of jobs open to them, these students need mature help in making judicious occupational choice, and hence there is a need for guidance in this area. Again, there is a readiness for choices and changes to face new challenges. So, if a student is unable to meet the changing demands, not only for the working world, but also for his own roles in life, he will be a liability and will fail to fulfill the expectations of the society. Guidance services are needed to develop the students the ability to cope with the new problems and concerns in such a way that they will become competent and meet the demands which will continue to be made upon them in future. Nowadays, vocations have ceased to be empirical. Also, many occupations that happened to exist earlier have now ceased to exist. Moreover, with the growing technical and scientific advancements and complexities of life, the world of work has become too extensive and wide. There has been a multiple growth of many new and novel occupations, and the need and services of the young men and women are required. So, an urgent necessity of guidance services for rendering information regarding all such job areas and opportunities are required for the students as well as the parents. The unemployment scenario is also increasing, and we are astonished to see that a great number of engineering graduates or postgraduates in other subjects remain unemployed even after completing their studies. We blame the national planning or state governments for the big problem of unemployment in our country. There may be some truth in this allegation, but the major cause of such devastating situation is the lack of proper vocational guidance to the youngsters. Therefore, we find unnecessary crowding in some areas of occupation. Thus, there is an urgent necessity of acquainting the students with the growing trends in employment market and the job opportunities so that they may be saved from unnecessary frustration and aimless wandering. There is also vocational maladjustment among the students, which is arising at an alarming rate today, and it is injurious to the well being of the students and the society. Children have chosen a vocation or a profession probably due to pressures from the society or pressures from their friends or due to the pressure from their parents. These persons, they land up being incompetent and they do not possess interest and aptitude for that particular subject area, be it in the medicine, in the engineering, or as working in different fields of education. Most often, this is a result of high ambitions and desires on their part and the part of the parents. Sometimes the young man and woman opt for a profession simply because they do not have been to be observed in other occupations and known to them, and as a result, they become failures. In this case, there is an important need for vocational guidance. So, help and assistance should be given through well organized programs of vocational guidance. The schools, the teachers, the administrators, they must play their due roles in organizing such guidance services for the benefit of the student community and for the benefit of the nation at a large. Vocational guidance, like educational guidance, can be accomplished in three phases also. Firstly, the collection of information and data about the student. Secondly, the rendering of guidance on the basis of the information. And thirdly, to make follow-up programs so that vocational guidance will be helpful to the students. Besides educational and vocational guidance rendered to the students, there is the need for personal guidance. So, personal guidance is the third type of guidance that is required for the students, be it in their earlier life or be it in the later life. So, personal guidance is that guidance which is rendered to the person for solving his different personal problems. Pro and Pro emphasize personal guidance as a help given to an individual towards a better adjustment in the development of attitudes and behavior in all areas of life. Thus, in its wider sense, personal guidance may be interpreted to include all kinds of guidance that may be rendered to a person, as there is no end to personal problems. Personal guidance can also be regarded as one of the three parts or aspects of the total guidance programs. The other two aspects, educational and vocational guidance, deals separately with educational and vocational needs or problems of a person. Such problems or needs can be described as personal problems or needs of the students. Therefore, we interpret them as personal guidance in a wider sense. In this world of struggle and competition, one has to make adjustment in so many aspects of different situations. There are occasions when one feels problems in making adjustment to himself, to others, and to his peculiar environment. So, the need for personal guidance arises. There is a need to strive hard for the satisfaction of one's personal needs. There is a need to cover all the problems and aspects concerning the adjustment and development in the society. There is a need for satisfaction of emotional and social needs of an individual also. This helps them to grow emotionally stable and strong. There is also a need to prove an important preventive measure against problematic and abnormal behaviors of the students. There is also a need for reducing tensions, mental conflicts, anxieties of the students. Again, there is an important need in some cases of students, that is, the exceptional students. Their personal guidance proves to be useful in many aspects in their development in life. Our homes are now not equipped to be the sources of personal guidance, as there is a gap of sympathetic adults who could be turned in times of need. Students are now not open to the parents because they fear or they may have anger, so professional help is needed in solving the personal problems. Steps involved in personal guidance programs. Firstly, the collection of all the information of the student's data is needed. This information is essential for the concerned individual who needs personal guidance, and this should be collected with his physical, intellectual, social, emotional development, and with his academic achievements, personality characteristics, interest, and school background. For this again, the diagnosis of the causes of the problems is to be found out. Secondly, diagnosing the causes of the problem. The causes lying within the individual or his environment are detected, and more information, if needed, may be acquired for diagnosing the problem. Thirdly, in view of the detected possible causes, we have to think about the different remedial measures that can be used. So the guidance worker then plans out the personal guidance programs that may be provided to the student or to the individual. Lastly, guidance is to be rendered to the student or the individual person. By establishing rapport, support, the guidance personnel makes the individual realize the main cause of his difficulty or trouble. Sometimes, on this basis, he is made to realize and even think about the possible changes in his behavior or attitude. For this purpose, many valuable techniques like suggestions, imitations, sympathetic affection, advice, etc. are provided to the student. The sole purpose of such guidance is to help or assist the student in modifying his behavior and bringing about some changes in the environment. It is essential to evaluate the progress or outcome of such guidance through personal interview, contact, or any other suitable technique. It is such follow-up program that helps the student in knowing the strengths and the weakness of the administered guidance, as well as the need for further guidance and any alteration of the proposed guidance program. Teachers with their unique position in the classrooms of the schools and colleges are able to develop close contacts with the students, and they are able to know the real causes of trouble. With a little training and with patience and love, they can easily understand and render personal guidance to their students. If problems are severe, our schools and colleges are required to play their due role in this direction. Personal guidance programs should be provided with the active help and cooperation of the staff, the parents, and the state guidance services. Everything discussed in this video will be given in the detailed form in my blog, the link of which is provided in the description box. You can check it out. If you have found my video helpful, then please like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.